Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Anna's English Channel. I am so happy you are joining us today. I'm your friend, Anna, and as always, I am here to help you feel more confident and comfortable speaking English in your daily life. Today, we are talking about something that is probably in your hand right now, or at least very close to you. We are talking about smartphones. Are they our best friends, or are they a little bit like a foe, which means an enemy? To help me talk about this, I have my wonderful co-host here. Hi, Leo.
Hi, Anna, and hello to all our listeners around the world. It is great to be here. And you caught me, Anna. I actually had my phone in my hand just a second ago. I was checking the weather for our walk later.
See, that is exactly what I mean. It is the first thing we touch in the morning and the last thing we see at night. For me, my smartphone is my alarm clock. It wakes me up with a soft bird sound. It feels like a friend in that moment because it helps me start my day. But then, Leo, I find myself checking my emails before I even get out of bed. Suddenly, I feel stressed before I've even had my coffee.
I know that feeling so well. It's a double-edged sword, isn't it? That's a great English idiom for something that has both good and bad results. On one hand, I love that I can see photos of my nephew in Italy the moment he wakes up. It makes the world feel so small and friendly. But on the other hand, if I spend 30 minutes scrolling through news or social media, I realize I've wasted my morning.
Wasted. That is a strong word, but it is often true. We use these devices to save time, but we often end up losing time instead. Today, we want to look at both sides. We want to hear about your habits too. Leo, do you think you could live for a whole day without your phone?
A whole day? Honestly, Anna, I think I would feel a bit lost. I use it for maps, for music, and to talk to you. It would be a very quiet day.
It really would be quiet. Let's look at why the smartphone is such a great friend first. For our listeners, the smartphone is a miracle tool for learning English. Think about it. You are listening to Anna's English Channel right now on a phone. You can pause me, you can rewind, and you can look up a word in a dictionary app instantly.
That is so true. When I was learning Spanish a few years ago, I had to carry a heavy book everywhere. Now, everyone has a library in their pocket. And it's not just for learning. Think about safety. If your car breaks down or you get lost in a new city, your friend is there to call for help or show you the way home. It gives us a sense of security.
I agree. I also love how it captures memories. Yesterday, I was walking in the park and I saw the most beautiful sunset. The colors were orange, purple, and gold. I took a quick photo. Now, every time I look at my phone gallery, I feel that peace again. It's like a little pocket of happiness.
And let's not forget how it keeps families together. My parents live in a different city. We use video calls every Sunday. Seeing their faces makes me feel like I am sitting in their living room. Without the smartphone, we would only have letters or expensive long-distance phone calls. It keeps our hearts connected.
Connected. That is the key word. We are more connected than ever before in human history. We can join groups of people who love the same hobbies, like cooking or hiking. But, Leo, there is a but coming, isn't there?
There is always a but, Anna. While we are connected to people far away, sometimes we forget the people who are sitting right in front of us.
Exactly. Have you ever heard the word phubbing? It is a mix of the words phone and snubbing. Snubbing means to ignore someone. So phubbing is when you ignore the person you are with because you are looking at your phone. I'll be honest, Leo, I've done it, and it feels terrible when someone does it to me.
It does feel bad. It's like saying, this screen is more interesting than your conversation. I was at a cafe last week and I saw a couple. They were on a date, I think. But for 20 minutes, neither of them spoke. They both just stared at their screens. It made me feel a bit sad. They were physically together, but mentally they were miles apart.
That is the faux part of the technology. It steals our attention. Our attention is one of the most valuable things we have. When we give it to an app that just wants us to click on ads, we are losing something precious. We are losing the present moment.
And then there is the infinite scroll. You know, when you keep moving your thumb up and up, looking at more and more videos, you think just one more minute, and then an hour has passed. Your eyes are tired, your neck hurts, and you haven't really learned anything new.
Oh, I call that the rabbit hole. You fall in and you can't get out. It also affects our sleep, Leo. Scientists say the blue light from the screen tells our brains it is daytime. So when we check our phones at 11 p.m., our brains think, oh, time to wake up. No wonder so many people have trouble sleeping these days.
It's true. I started putting my phone in the kitchen at 9 p.m. I don't bring it into the bedroom anymore. The first few nights were hard. I felt like I was missing something. But now, I sleep so much better. I read a real book made of paper, and my mind feels calm.
That is a great habit, Leo. I need to try that. Speaking of habits, let's talk about work. Many of our listeners are using English for their jobs. The smartphone is a tool for work, but it's also the biggest distraction. Every time a notification pings, our focus is broken. It takes about 23 minutes to get back into deep focus after a distraction.
23 minutes? Wow. If I get 5 notifications an hour, I am never truly focused. I am just jumping from one small task to another. It's exhausting. I used to think I was multitasking, but now I realize I was just being multi-distracted.
Multi-distracted. I love that. I've noticed that when I don't have my phone near my desk, I finish my scripts for Anna's English channel much faster. I can think more deeply. I can find better words to explain things to our listeners. My phone is a foe to my creativity when it's constantly buzzing.
I agree. But it's also our friend because of work from anywhere. I can answer an important email while I'm waiting for the bus. It gives us freedom. We aren't stuck at a desk all day. We just need to learn how to set boundaries.
Boundaries. That is a very important word for our listeners. A boundary is a limit. It is saying, I will use my phone for work from 9 to 5, but after that, I am offline.
Setting boundaries is hard because these apps are designed to be addictive. They want us to stay. They use bright colors and satisfying sounds. It's like a tiny Las Vegas in our pockets.
You're right, Leo. And there is another side to this foe. Social media. It's wonderful for staying in touch, but it can also make us feel like our lives aren't good enough. We see photos of people on perfect vacations, eating perfect food, looking perfect.
The highlight reel. We compare our behind-the-scenes life, which is sometimes messy and boring, with everyone else's highlight reel. It can make people feel lonely or unsuccessful, even when they are doing great.
Exactly. I want to tell our listeners, please remember that what you see on a screen is only 1% of the story. Smile. Even I only post photos when my hair looks good and the sun is shining. I don't post photos of me struggling to write a script at 6 a.m. in my pajamas.
Me neither. I don't post photos of my burnt toast. But seriously, this is where the smartphone can become a foe to our mental health. If we use it to compare ourselves to others, we lose our joy. But if we use it to find inspiration or to learn a new skill, like a new English phrase, then it is a powerful friend.
It's all about how we use it. I've started cleaning my social media. I unfollow accounts that make me feel bad and follow accounts that make me feel motivated or happy. It's like cleaning your house. You want to keep the things that bring you light.
That's a great tip. I also turned off almost all my notifications. Now I choose when to look at my phone. The phone doesn't tell me when to look at it. I am the boss, not the phone.
I love that. I am the boss. So how can we make sure the smartphone stays a friend and doesn't become a foe? For me, it's about intentional use. Before I pick up my phone, I try to ask myself, why am I doing this? Am I bored? Am I lonely? Or do I actually need to check something?
That is a very deep question, Anna. Why? Often we pick it up just because of habit. It's like an itch we have to scratch. Another thing I do is a digital detox on Sundays. I turn my phone off for 4 hours and go for a hike. No photos, no music, just the sound of the wind and my own thoughts.
That sounds beautiful. For our listeners who are learning English, my advice is to use the phone as a dedicated tool. Tell yourself, for the next 20 minutes, my phone is my English teacher. Open your podcast app, listen to Anna's English channel, and put all other apps away. Don't let a text message interrupt your learning time.
Great advice. Also try using the screen time features. Most phones now tell you exactly how many hours you spend on each app. It can be a wake-up call. When I saw I spent 2 hours a day on a silly game, I deleted the game immediately. I could have used those 2 hours to cook a healthy meal or talk to a friend.
Exactly. Life happens in the real world. The smartphone should enhance our life, not replace it. It's a tool, like a hammer or a pen. A hammer is great for building a house, but you don't want to carry it in your hand all day long.
That is a funny image. Carrying a hammer to bed. You're right. Use it when you need it and put it down when you don't.
We have talked about a lot today. Let's summarize for our friends listening. The smartphone is a friend because it connects us. It helps us learn, and it keeps us safe. It is a foe when it steals our time, makes us feel not good enough, and ruins our sleep.
To keep it as a friend, we should set boundaries. Turn off notifications, keep the phone out of the bedroom, and be intentional about why we use it. And remember, phubbing is not polite. Give your full attention to the people you love.
If you feel overwhelmed by your phone, start small. Try leaving it in another room for just 30 minutes today. See how it feels. You might feel anxious at first, but then you might feel a wonderful sense of peace. You might notice the birds singing outside your window or the taste of your tea.
And if you are using your phone to learn English, you are already making it a friend. You are using it to grow and improve yourself. That is the best way to use technology.
I agree, Leo. Now, before we finish, I want to go over some of the important words we used today. This will help our listeners remember them and use them in their own conversations.
Okay, it's time for our word watch. I'll say the word slowly, explain what it means, and give you an example. Foe. F-O-E. This means an enemy or something that is harmful. Example, is the internet a friend or a foe to children? Double-edged sword. This is an idiom. It means something has both a good side and a bad side. Example, being famous is a double-edged sword. You have money, but you have no privacy. Boundary. B-O-U-N-D-A-R-Y. This is a limit or a rule you set to protect your time or space. Example, I need to set a boundary and stop checking work emails at night. Intentional. I-N-T-E-N-T-I-A-N-A-L. This means doing something on purpose with a clear reason. Example, I am trying to be more intentional about how I spend my weekends. Addictive. A-D-D-I-C-T-I-V-E. This describes something that makes you want to do it or use it over and over again, and it's hard to stop. Example, video games can be very addictive for teenagers.
I hope those words are helpful for you. Now, I have a question for you, our wonderful listeners. How many hours a day do you spend on your smartphone? And what is one habit you want to change? Please leave your answers in the comments. I love reading your stories. It makes me feel so connected to you all.
Yes, please share. I'll be in the comments too, reading your answers. It was so much fun talking about this today, Anna.
It was fun for me too, Leo. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. And thank you, dear listener, for spending your time with us here at Anna's English channel. Remember, You are doing a great job learning English. It takes time, and we're so proud of you. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Have a wonderful phone balance day. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye.